Ah, friends, we took a week off, but now we are back. Friends, hello. Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha, and yes, we are back. I'm sorry, of course, for the little bit of a break. Maybe you didn't notice, but if you did, I did take off last week. No videos last week. I needed a little bit of a break, right? And I always feel like when other YouTubers or other content creators, they start off a video with, "Oh, I'm back. I'm sorry for the break." I'm always like, you never have to apologize for a break like that. Your health, whether it's your mental health or your physical health, is way more important than any video could ever possibly be important. But now that I'm in that same boat, I get it. You feel a little guilty for taking a little bit of a break, especially since I kind of couldn't or didn't tell anyone. Like, I didn't give anyone a heads up. I didn't put up a community post, for example, because I don't have access to the community tab yet, that kind of stuff. I just kind of disappeared for a week and then now I'm back, right? But I'm sure you will forgive me. I had kind of a rough week last week. I know I mentioned it like very briefly, like very kind of offhandedly in my giveaway winner video. Then I was in the hospital for a couple of days. Everything is fine. Please, like, don't be worried or anything. I think in the end, it sort of all boiled down to I was dehydrated. I was really dehydrated, okay? So take this as your YouTuber reminder, okay? Drink your water, okay? Okay? Make sure you stay hydrated because, man, like, being dehydrated, that ain't no joke, and it messes with absolutely everything else, okay? So if you've got a drink, if you've got it handy, take a sip. Let me be your reminder here to keep yourself hydrated because, man, you don't want to mess with dehydration. I tell you from experience, okay? But that's pretty much what it was. I was in the hospital for 2 days for what essentially ended up being dehydration, at least as far as I can gather. And so everything is good now. I'm more than okay now. But it was an experience for sure. And I needed a little bit of a break to kind of take care of myself, take care of my house, take care of like everything else. And videos, the video that I uploaded last was recorded on the day I ended up going into the hospital, before everything happened. So it went up kind of without any fanfare and without any like mention of it. So we're acknowledging it now. I'm good now. Everything is fine now. But I did need genuinely a little bit of break to kind of get myself back together and be ready to do a video, which I am today. So before I babble on, let's get into the actual video. So a few weeks ago now, really, it's been, I think, that long, Heather, the Crochet Witch, she tagged me in a fall questions, like a fall tag kind of thing. And hi, Heather, by the way, but I'm always excited when I get tagged with these. And Heather, she's my girl. She always tags me in these. I not only love doing them, but I love listening to the answers too, right? These are so fun. Like these let's get to know each other themed questionnaire kind of videos, I love these. So I was super excited to participate. I'm ready to go. There are 20 questions for me. Here's hoping we don't babble for hours here. I'll try to keep things brief, but you guys know me, right? I like to talk at you, so I'll try to rein it in, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens here. But she tagged me. I had planned to do this last weekend when I record and I didn't do any videos. So we're doing it now. It's also very timely because as you were seeing this, I believe it is the week of Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. So it's very timely for fall, of course. If you're an American friend of mine, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're celebrating this week with your friends and family and everyone in between. I hope you have an awesome holiday. I'm looking forward to it. One, because, I mean, any excuse to eat an obscene amount of food, I'm down for it. But also, I get 2 days off from work, and that's also a plus in my book, right? So, happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. We've got fall questions here, which are very timely and kind of themed to cozy Thanksgiving sort of vibe. So let's get into it, okay? Number one, okay? Number one is your favorite fall sweet treat. There are a lot of good ones in fall, but I think I have to say pumpkin pie. Maybe a close second would be sweet potato pie. I kind of love them sort of equally. And it's mostly because I love those flavors. Cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, allspice, ginger, all those spices that you put in pumpkin pie. Fabulous. I love them. So absolutely pumpkin pie is probably my number one, with a nice little dollop of like fresh whipped cream, a nice crisp like buttery crust. Oh, delicious. And upcoming too, because Thanksgiving is like prime pumpkin pie time. So I'm very excited for that. Number two, red or green apples. Now, for eating a red apple, I really like Honeycrisp apples. They are delicious. They're a little bit tart, but really sweet. They stay crunchy. For example, like red delicious apples get kind of mealy if you don't eat them immediately upon buying them. But Honeycrisp apples, they stay nice and crisp, as the name would suggest. And they're red, mostly red. But for baking, green apples are the way to go. And not to toot my own horn here, but toot toot. I make a pretty mean apple crumble. And I always do so with Granny Smith apples because the tart and the sweet and the soft and the crunchy, it's all about like opposites, right? And green apples are, of course, the best for baking. But if I'm going to eat an apple, Honeycrisp. Number three, your favorite fall sport. Does crochet count? Does sitting on your butt crocheting count as a sport? No, I don't think it does. I'm not really a sports fan. I've mentioned this before in a previous tag that asked about sports, favorite sport to watch, something like that. I'm not really a sports fan. I know in my like hometown, I'm in a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I can't let it slip anywhere that I'm not a big sports fan, because the Steelers, the Pirates, and the Penguins in my town, they're like their own religion, pretty much. If you're in like a big football town, then you know. I'm not really, it's not my cup of tea. Nah. Next. Number four, the best drink for fall. Now, it may, I always feel like it's controversial, or like people will judge you for it. I don't even have any qualms with it. I love pumpkin spice lattes. I love pumpkin spice anything, number one. But I love pumpkin spice in coffee. I love the smell and the flavor and just the combination. It's so warm and comforting and delicious. I love pumpkin spice coffee. I kind of look forward to maybe mid-September when all the coffee flavors for fall start coming out, because I don't really drink with like flavored syrups or flavored creamer or anything in my coffee. but a good flavored coffee itself with like a nice splash of milk or almond milk or something in it, that's where I'm at. I love pumpkin spice coffee. Fantastic. And I will say Dunkin' Donuts makes a pretty good pumpkin spice. Bones Coffee has a really good pumpkin spice. Like, I'm a connoisseur of pumpkin spice flavored coffees, and yeah, that's my favorite, the good old PSL. Number 5, favorite fall activity. Now, if we're talking fall specific, so something I only do in fall, I really love to decorate for Halloween. I love hunting for Halloween decorations. Maybe you can tell beside me here. I love looking at like the new collections of things at like Home Goods, Michael's, Joanne, all that stuff. That's always so much fun. And I also really love and hate like Halloween haunted houses and that kind of stuff. There's a question further down that kind of gets a little deeper into this, but I have mentioned before, I'm very jumpy. I'm a very, very much a scaredy cat. I love scary things, but I also hate them. And the more I hate them, the more I love them, right? Like, you get it. So I would say maybe probably just hunting for Halloween decorations and Halloween goodies, which do not end up being Halloween specific decorations. They end up being casual home decor for me. But that's probably my answer there. On that topic, number 6, must have fall purchases. Gotta be number 1, the first bag of flavored pumpkin spice coffee. That's a must. Number 2, all kinds of like Halloween decor and stuff like that. I love Halloween so much and like the themes of Halloween, so ghosts and bats and witches and all that stuff, I love that stuff for just everyday use, right? Like every day is Halloween if you let it be. So I really like looking for stuff that works for my purposes when it comes to my taste in decor. So stuff with ghosts and moons and witches and all that stuff, that's what I really like to buy. And Halloween gives an excuse to just sort of go hard with that, right? So I would say absolutely my must-have fall purchases are like home decor, like towels and bowls and plates and, wall hanging, stuff like that you can't find any other time of year. And also yarn, because yarn is all year round, but the like limited edition, cozy, comfy, wintry yarns come out in fall. And yeah, yarn too, because I have to mention yarn at some point here, right? Number 7, pick your own pumpkin or store-bought. So, if you're doing store-bought, you are picking your own pumpkin, right? But I get what the question is asking. Like a pumpkin patch, right? Do you want to go to a farm and pick your own pumpkin, or just, go to your local grocery store and pick one out of the big bins? Now, I haven't done so in a very long time, but going to a farm and picking your own pumpkin and like pulling it off the vine, that's so much fun. I haven't carved pumpkins in a very long time. I haven't gone pumpkin picking in a very long time, but absolutely that. Also on the back of that, number 8 is real or fake pumpkins. So for me, I gotta say, fake pumpkins, not only do they last longer, but they can also be all year round decor. I do have a few little pumpkins scattered around that are, those like styrofoam ones. Fake pumpkins or like ceramic ones like bowls and things like that. Fake pumpkins for all year round times for sure. But I mean, nothing beats like scooping out the guts of a real pumpkin and like carving a design or a face into it, lighten it up with the candle. I mean, there's really no comparison, but for me, unfortunately, for the way my life has gone, then yeah, fake pumpkins are what I have because I haven't gone to get a real one in a really long time. Okay, on to number 9. Your favorite Halloween costume. So, going off of my memories and going off of what I had the most fun wearing, I would say so I mentioned here before in a previous tag that my grandmother made costumes for me as a kid all throughout my entire life. She kind of started embellishing actual like store-bought costumes, and then she had a sewing machine, so we would go every year to Joann Fabrics, pick out fabrics and patterns and things like that, and she would make us costumes for Halloween. And one of the last ones that she made for me, I was probably 16 or 17 or so getting to the top of the age limit for Halloween, like trick-or-treating, she made me like a full head to toe black hooded robe. It had like big billowy sleeves and a hood. And I think it was all enclosed, floor length, out of like slinky, sleek, like drapey black fabric. And I wore this robe for several years in a row for Halloween. I did like my makeup all crazy and I was like a witchy thing. And then I mentioned also in a previous tag video that I helped hand out candy at my best friend Pum's house, or her grandma's house, excuse me. Hi, Pums, by the way. We handed out candy and we kind of stuffed my robe like it was like I was a dummy. And I sat there in the front with a bowl of candy in my lap, and we told kids like, "Oh, grab one more piece of candy out of the dummy's bowl." And then I would like, every few kids, every dozen or so kids would like reach in and grab the candy first and scare everyone. That robe had some good times, and yeah, that's probably my favorite Halloween costume, although I was a pumpkin, as I've shown. I was a witch, a black cat, a cowgirl, a clown. I was Minnie Mouse, Babs Bunny from Looney Tunes. Gosh, what else was I? She made me like a Renaissance fair outfit with like, like a wench, a bar wench, like bodice and skirt. Like, she made me some awesome costumes, but that robe probably got the most use in my like young teen goth soul. I was like, this matches my personality perfectly. Right. You get it. Number 10, college football or NFL? Neither. Next. Number 11, fall or Halloween decorating? Absolutely, you guys could probably answer this for me too here. Halloween. In fact, as of recording this, my Halloween decorations are still mostly up. It's probably laziness on my part, but it's also like I kind of want to keep them up, I'm not ready to take them down, but absolutely Halloween decorating. I like fall themes. I like fall decor. I like pumpkins and like orange and brown and green and red. Like, I like the colors. I like the theme of it, but I like Halloween colors, Halloween themes better than just kind of generic fall, right? So absolutely Halloween. Number 12, rake leaves or no raking? No raking. I don't see a necessary purpose for raking. I love the way they look on my ground, although stepping through them once they start to get like brown and mushy and gross is a bit weird, but I don't rake because, again, I'm a little bit lazy. What can I say? Number 13, your favorite soup. Now, I will preface this by saying, one, my favorite soup is probably not actually a soup. And number two, in my whole hospital escapade, it was all started, what I think started it, was I had made, that Sunday, I had made a big old pot of split pea and ham soup from scratch, and it was delicious, but I think it triggered a whole cascade of terribleness that ended up with me in the hospital. So I will say, soup and me, we're not friends currently. I'm not really into soup right now, as you can probably imagine. But my favorite soup is actually probably more of a stew, and that's curry. Specifically, Japanese style curry. I can actually, like, pop up a picture if you're curious of, like, what Japanese style curry looks like, and specifically the, like, spice roux mix that I use to make it, because if you've never had it, try it. It's so good. It, like, is the best flavor, has the most comforting smell. It's so warm and like, hearty, and you can dump anything in there, like potatoes, carrots, onion, mushrooms, any meat that you like. If you don't like meat, you don't gotta put meat. It's great with chicken or pork or beef. You treat it like a beef stew. It's delicious, okay? And it's kind of soupy. I would say soups and stews are on the same level, right? So 100% Japanese style curry is my favorite soup ever. It's so good. Trust me, y'all, if you've never tried it, try it. You will thank me. Number 14, favorite fall candle scent. Again, I am a sucker for everything pumpkin spice. So things that are like warm baking spices, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, those kinds of smells, maybe a little bit of vanilla. Like, those really smell like fall to me. I also really like apple scent candles, and typically things that smell like cologne, like more masculine scents, maybe we can put it that way. I like those kinds of scents in fall too, but I mean, I'm the weirdo that's like burning pumpkin spice candles in April. So maybe don't take my opinion here unless you're the same. Unless you're the same. And then, you know, bro fist. We got this, right? Pumpkin spice scent all year round. Number 15. Do you love or hate pumpkin spice? I love it, in case you haven't noticed. Number 16, tall or short boots? Why not both? I mean, my favorite boots, my everyday boots, like the kind of boots that I wear every time I leave the house when it's sub 50 degrees, okay? They're short. They're like combat boot style boots. Kind of on the Doc Marten sort of theme, but they're combat boots. You know, kind of thick heel, and they come just above my ankle. They're great. I also really like wearing UGG style boots. I have a black pair. They're nice and fuzzy. They feel like slippers. I have mentioned before that my like everyday kind of uniform is typically a t-shirt. Now it's one of my sweaters, a hoodie, a sweatshirt, sweater, leggings, and then boots, pretty much. So Ugg boots, your leggings tucked into them, it's great. They're very comfortable, very warm when it's really cold. But I also have like a pair of knee-high, they almost look like pirate boots, boots that are very tall. Oh, excuse me. They're very tall. I love them. They also work great with leggings and, a big shirt and all that good stuff, a big sweatshirt, that kind of thing. I love boots. If I could handle like the heat of my feet all year round, I would just wear like combat boots all year round. But in the summer, I switched to black Crocs. Don't tell anyone. Okay. But in like fall and winter, yeah, I guess my answer is short boots because I wear them most often. I wear those combat boots out, let me tell ya. Number 17, your favorite Halloween candy. I did do this in a previous tag as well. If we're talking chocolate, I like Snickers a lot. I like Kit Kats a lot. I like Milky Way a lot. I don't eat a lot of candy, really, but my like number one guilty pleasure, even beyond Halloween candy, is like gummies. I love gummy candy. Gummy worms, bears, sharks, Swedish fish, Sour Patch Kids, gummy anything. I love gummy anything. It can be any flavor. It can be sour. It can be like tooth-achingly sweet. As long as it's like chewy and gummy, I love it. And that's that's really it. Number 18, a question I think I have answered sufficiently here, but pumpkin spice latte, yes or no? 100% yes. I wish I had one right now. Number 19, we are almost there. Hayride or corn maze? And again, to this I say, why not both? Like one of my fondest memories, like weirdest memories, but fondest memories, is going to a haunted hayride with my best friends, my siblings, as a group, and just being like, it's so corny, but so like you're like unnerved too. Like it's great. I'm also a big baby when it comes to scary stuff, haunted houses, that kind of thing. But yeah, like a haunted hayride is so good. We haven't been in a very long time because COVID, things closed. I'm not sure if it's reopened, the one that's around here. I didn't hear anything about it this year, I don't think. But a haunted hayride is for sure like ultimate Halloween. It's so good. But also a corn maze, like, yeah, that's also really spooky too. And I would do both. And I have done both. So why not both is my answer there. And number 20, favorite fall TV shows. So if we're talking, I wasn't, let's talk here for a sec, okay? So for this question, I wasn't sure if it was like fall episodes of TV shows or conversely, like TV shows that you only watch in the fall. And I wasn't really sure what the answer for either of those would be, right? But I think I kind of have an answer now. So the only fall-specific episodes of things that I can think of are the Thanksgiving episodes of Friends. I did love Friends. I have seen every episode of Friends dozens of times, I do like Friends. I mean, Monica with the turkey on her head is kind of iconic, right? But if we're talking shows that you specifically watch in fall, the thing that comes to the top of my mind here is the Great British Baking Show, the Great British Bake Off. My best friend and Lauren and I, hi Lauren, we finished watching the most recent season last night. And as of recording this, we watched it last night. And so I Number one, associate Bake Off with the fall because the last couple of years it's come out in the fall, I'm pretty sure. But two, I unabashedly love the Great British Baking Show, the Great British Bake Off. I cannot remember which way it is in American Netflix, but it's Bake Off, right? Paul Hollywood, Prue Leith, Matt Lucas, and my absolute number one favorite is Noel Fielding. I love him. I love him so much, okay? I adore him. His sweater collection that he wears across the episodes, I'm telling you, I'm going to recreate one for myself. I promise. It's one of my goals now is to recreate one of Noel's sweaters. I love him. I love that show. It's like wholesome, happy, fun baking times where the biggest drama is if your mousse is set or your cake disintegrates on the plate, you know. It's fabulous. It's a great, great, like, comforting show. I love it. Paul Hollywood also has, like, the most beautiful blue eyes. It's great. I love it so much. And so I'm sad that we watched the end. Like, I'm sad that it's already over. But I could watch repeat episodes of the Great British Baking Show, Bake Off, forever. From now until the end of time, I'm telling you. I love it. Especially the seasons that have Noel. Although I've liked all the hosts too, but Noel has my heart. And if you know, you know, right? Like, he's a real character, let me say. But anyway, fall TV, it's got to be baking show. It's so wholesome and I love it. And baking in general in fall is kind of when you do baking, right? Thanksgiving and then into the winter and Christmas. Like I love to bake and I love the baking show and I love fall. And so it all comes full circle, right? That was a stretch, but you get it. So anyway, those are all the 20 questions. And I think the only thing left to do is tag someone to do it themselves, okay? And so I've tagged people in previous tags, and I'm going to cop out here, okay? I'm going to say, if you are watching this video, if you are a content creator, if these questions interest you, then guess what, baby? You are tagged, okay? Tag your it. Do these questions. Tag me in it, you know? I want to see it. I want to watch it. Let me know in the comments, you know? That kind of thing. Tag your it. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you want to answer them, they'll be typed down below in the description. Answer them in a comment for me, okay? We'll chit-chat about whatever you want to chit-chat about when it's fall related in the comments, okay? So those are my tags. I also wanted to mention really fast, I know I didn't acknowledge it here. Excuse me. My hat is a fiber spider tutorial. It's the Waffle stitch hat. I showed it off a couple of weeks ago in a What Have You Done, I think, specifically for hats. So that's what I've been wearing here. This is a sweater cardigan that I made. I think I honestly made it this year, in the beginning of the year. It's based on a YouTube pattern tutorial by Alt Knots, so I'll put a link down below to that as well. I made this out of Karen Simply Soft, so it's nice and like sleek and soft and warm and squishy, and it's one of my favorites, and I love it, and it's huge. It, again, is robe size on me. But I wanted to mention those because I've been wearing them, so if you're curious, the patterns, the links will be down below. I have tagged everyone that I needed to tag, I think. Answered all the questions, and so I think I'm done here. I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you watching me. I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving if you're American like I am. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have great food and great time and be safe and drink water, okay? Drink water. All that food, you gotta drink water too, okay? Okay? or Mama Samantha is gonna come for you because no one else is ever being dehydrated, okay? Not on my watch. But anyway, I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing because I would love to have you join us here. And until the next time I see ya, I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.